So, I never normally do Halloween tutorials just because I think that there's so many great gurus on here that do great Halloween inspired looks, they do great costumes, and they just do an overall fantastic job of representing the season, and I just don't feel like I live up to that or I need to be a part of that. But this year I decided just to do a very simple Halloween look, and it's just a mask, and as you can tell, it's Batman inspired. And it's not a costume inspired look or anything, it's just a simple mask for those of us who don't want to get dressed up in a costume but maybe want to do somewhat of like a mask or something, just a look for Halloween. And that's what I did. It is a little bit time consuming. It did take a little time to work out the details and, you know, the precision of the mask, but it was really fun to do. And if you want to see how I did this look, stay tuned for the tutorial, and as usual, pictures of the final look and a list of the products used will be on my blog, and I'll leave a link below for you to check that out. Also, remember, if you want to keep up with me on a daily basis, I am on Twitter and Instagram, so go ahead, I'll leave the link below as well, and you can go ahead and like me on Facebook. Yeah, good stuff. So enjoy your Halloween, guys, stay safe, and just have fun. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, so I started out with a clean face, and what I did with a white eyeliner pencil is just plot out some of the high points or some of the key points of the actual shape, and then I'm going to use that as my guideline to do the actual outline. So let's get right into that. First I'm going to plot out the wing, which goes around and comes in. Kind of like that. And then since we're doing this in white, and I do suggest doing it in white, just in case you make any mistakes, it's easily corrected. So we have the outer wings kind of set up like that. Then let me plot in here where it comes up kind of in like a M shape, and under your eyes will be like the hardest part to do because that skin, you kind of have to hold it taut because it's not really tight in that area. Now the good thing about this design is like it's all going to be filled in black, so most of the mistakes can be filled in black anyway and hidden. So go ahead, and I think that looks pretty decent, right? Now for here, I'm going to use my eyebrows as kind of like a guide point too. So you have the ears that come down in like a slope, and I'll use my eyebrows as the end point. Then it goes up and swoops around. Kind of in that general shape. And then the ears come down, and there's a little... Okay, so we have the general outline of the bat. Now to do the circle on the outside, which let's see if we can actually do. Well, it's not a circle, it's like an oval or an ellipse if you want to get really technical. So I'm just going to start out at the top. Yeah, So as we go through this, we'll do the cleanup as necessary with the black and the yellow. So let's get into that. I'm gonna fill in the black first, and what I'm gonna use for this is my black acrylic paint from MAC, and it's just a matte black acrylic paint. I'm gonna shake that up, and this is perfect for face painting for what we're intending. So what I'm gonna do is go in with a really detailed brush. You can use a concealer brush. I'm gonna use my MAC 242 brush, and it's already a little dirty because it was trying to plot it out, but just pick up the paint, just out the cap. It's a really intense paint, so as you can see, it's gonna just fill in real opaque, so you don't have to worry about it not filling in, and just use the detailed shape of the brush to create that shape that you want, and follow the guideline that we already have. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just pick up a angled liner brush, and this is my MAC 263 brush, and I'm gonna go in and do some detailed work on like the little precise lines. So I'm gonna speed through that too. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I am going to line my waterline, and that's because I didn't want to use the acrylic paint itself on my waterline because, yeah, that may not be safe. So I'm gonna just use my L'Oreal Hip Gel Eyeliner. You can use a pencil eyeliner, whatever you would normally use to water to water your line. What? To line your waterline. And you can fill in any gaps along that area too, because this you want to be as black as can be. Okay. Now I'm just gonna pat that down with some black eyeshadow, and for that I'm gonna use my Fatalistic eyeshadow from Rockin' Republic, and a relatively big brush. This is the MAC 235, and I'm just gonna pat that over the where we put the acrylic paint, of course. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and start with the yellow. And for the yellow, I'm going to use still another MAC acrylic paint, and this one is in primary yellow. Again, I'm just picking up a concealer brush, and I'm going to outline within that little circle, which may be tricky, so this is where some real detailed work comes in. And I'm using a medium concealer brush from A Design, which has a really sharp edge. So let's get to it. Okay, so I fill that in as best as I can, and now I'm just going to go in and clean up the lines a little bit more, and we'll get moving with the rest. Now, the next thing to do is to do a black outline around the entire yellow, which is going to be really tricky. So here we go. I'm going to use the angled brush to do this detailed work. So go through this very slowly, very carefully. And if you mess up, go ahead and go in and clean that up. And now that we've done that, what I'm going to do is go in with some yellow eyeshadow, and for this I'm going to use my Sugar Pill Buttercup Cake from the Burn and Heart palette, and just go over the yellow as carefully as I can, and we'll speed through this. Okay, so once I had the mask in place, I went ahead and just put foundation in the areas where my face was still exposed. And now I'm going to go in with a red lipstick to make this look really pop. I'm going to use Russian Red from MAC, which is a very bright matte finish blue base red. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to my lips. Now, the thing about red lipstick is that it can look very messy when it is messy. So go ahead and clean up the edges. I'm just going to use some concealer to clean up the edges of that. So now that we have the lipstick on, it's a matte finish. You may want to leave it matte, or you may want to go ahead and add a little zest. And what I'm going to do is just pump it up a little bit, and I'm going to use my Chanel Dragon liquid lipstick, which has been discontinued sadly. But any red gloss you have, so I realized that the look comes off a little bit flat, so what I wanted to do is just to add a little bit of shimmer and sparkle to make it really pop. And what I'm going to do is use my Makeup Forever glitter in number 10, and this is just a black glitter. And I'm also going to go in and use a little bit of MAC's Reflex Antique Gold glitter as well. So let's go in and do a little bit of jazzing up of this. I'm going to use the eyeliner base from MAC, which is a great glitter adhesive if you're in the market for one and you don't want to use like a liquid or something. So just picking up the brush that I've been using all along, the MAC 242 for the black, and picking up the glitter with the glitter base, and I'm just going to apply that on the mask, just on the black. You don't have to apply this everywhere, but just in areas where you want a little added shimmer. So I'm going to add that on like the outside of the mask. So go ahead and do that. I'm just adding it again just on the outlines of the mask and not all over the mask. Now for the Reflex Antique Gold, I'm going to really put it in just the highlight areas because it is a golden glitter. So I'm just going to put it in to kind of add highlight to the mask. So there you go. Now it looks like a more reflective, sparkly mask. So that's the finished look. Hopefully you like it. As usual, I'll leave pictures at the beginning, and I'll also leave a link below to the blog post detailing all the products used, and you can see additional pictures there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.